Okay, so this dual Passover night timeline reveals that there are 2 Passovers during the Passion of the Christ. And not only that, but it reveals to us the supernatural worldwide blood moon is going to be seen all over the world very soon, on the 28th of January going into the 29th of January, for the sign of the 4th night watch to be made manifest within our day today. Okay, so as you can see, we've got 4 blood moons, which are 4 signs for the 4 night watches of Passover night on the night of his betrayal. It was Passover in the 3 synoptic Gospels, but it was before Passover in the Gospel of John chapter 13 verse 1. Yet Jesus is still betrayed in this night, and when he's taken to Pontius Pilate in the morning, this is when we read in John 18 verse 28 that the Jews didn't want to enter into the Gentile area of Pontius Pilate lest they be defiled, as they wanted to eat the Passover. So the Passover is still yet to happen in the Gospel of John. In the 3 synoptic Gospels, before that, whilst Jesus is on the cross, it goes dark for 3 hours between the 6th to the 9th hour. At the end of the time of darkness, at the morning twilight, Jesus gives up his spirit on the cross, and that's obviously the time when some of the saints of old were raised in their tombs. So, and the temple curtain was torn in 2. Right, so we go into the time when Jesus is put into the tomb, but we have Passover night beginning here because it's a high Sabbath in John 19 verse 31. And so, obviously, when Jesus is put into the tomb here, we can see that we've only got 3 night watches for Passover night. So the morning began early at 6 a.m. The 4th night watch was nowhere to be seen in the night time, because it's been taken out of the night and put into the daytime between the 6th to the 9th hour of the 15th day of the Gospel of John, which explains why the 3 synoptic Gospels witness it going dark for 3 hours. Okay, now you have to bear in mind that this is really a kind of blueprint of what is still yet to come to pass. So this is really a shadow and a reflection of what is to happen. We need to go through the 4th night watch in the Gospel of John for this to be made manifest, and yet whilst knowing that because the 4th night watch has been taken out of Passover night in the Gospel of John, it means that the 3 synoptic Gospels obviously are 3 hours behind the Gospel of John. So by the time we finish the night watch in the Gospel of John, it's beginning the 6th hour in the 3 synoptic Gospels, which is when the darkness will manifest between the 6th to the 9th hours. Now, without knowing when the obviously time would be, we would be none the wiser. But because God has given us this as a foreshadow, as a kind of representation of the reality of the manifestation of that, we can see therefore that when we look at the time period for the 3 hours of darkness, it will begin therefore in the 3 synoptic Gospels. It will manifest on the 29th of January, and we should see a blood moon manifest on that night before, obviously the 28th of January, which is the full moon. When it happens at 7 UTC time is the full moon. So that night going from the 28th into the 29th of January, we should see a blood moon which would initiate the 4th night watch, because we need a blood moon as a sign for the night watch. And therefore, this is when we should see a worldwide blood moon happen. It won't be a natural one, it will be a supernatural one, because a natural blood moon can only be seen in one place around the world. But a supernatural blood moon will be seen all around the world at the same time. So it doesn't matter if you're in daytime or nighttime. If you're in daytime, it will obviously be more shocking for you, because the day has to turn to darkness in order for you to see the moon turn blood red. But if it's nighttime for you, you'll see the moon turn blood red. Now, I saw the film Scrooge, so I just want to play this quickly. And this is obviously Bill Murray. Oh, sorry, hang on. Let me go back there. So I saw this, and I noticed that the moon went blood red in the film. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that, because it literally will happen supernaturally all around the world. And this is because God will bring it to happen, to pass. Okay, supernaturally. And that's why it's prophesied that God would cause the moon to go blood red and the sun to be turned to darkness before the coming of the great and terrible day of the Lord. So this is when it will happen. All right, on the 28th going into the 29th of January, because that will initiate the true manifestation of the 4th night watch. Now, I have always felt that the 30th of December would be the significant date to look at, because it's the 9th hour on the timeline. Obviously in the 3 synoptic Gospels, that's when it happened on the timeline. It's the same pattern here as it is here. Okay, so that's the resurrection point paralleled over in the Gospel of John. I've always felt that for the whole last year, really. However, in seeing that the fourth night watch finishes on the 28th going into the 29th of January for the Gospel of John, we should see, therefore, the 3 hours of darkness begin in the three synoptic Gospels, which is the true manifestation of the darkness, because the three synoptic Gospels are in the daytime when Jesus is on the cross. Okay, so the manifestation of that happening will be really from January to July. And this is amazing because back in 2019, I actually had a dream in January that I was walking outside, it was daytime, and suddenly I heard thunder above me. I turned round, the sky turned darkness, there was a storm in the clouds, and I knew Jesus was going to come through those clouds any moment. And then in July, I had a dream that I was inside an ark, and we had windows either side of the ark, and in the distance I could see a storm and lightning, and there were these pillars of tornadoes coming towards the ark, as well as this tidal wave of fire. And so this fire came towards us, and all I knew what we had to do was to pray. And as this tidal wave of fire came towards us, we prayed, and this tidal wave of fire came over the ark and didn't touch us at all. Now, what's incredible about that, that's obviously from January to July, to show us really what I believe could be the beginning and the end of these 6 months of darkness. Because on the 24th of July, this is when the day of Pentecost happens, which is the morning twilight. So I just wanted to do a very quick video just to highlight the fact that January, the 28th of January, that night, or if you're in the daytime, okay, which 7:20 in the evening, the Americans probably would be in the daytime, because you minus 8 hours, which would be 11 o'clock, 11:20 on the 28th, okay. So that from that moment on, from the 28th into the 29th, you should see really the blood moon manifest, and it may happen later on when you get into nighttime, and I may be in the daytime on the 29th of January. You may still be in the nighttime, okay, of the 29th. So it's something to bear in mind that is an incredible high watch time period. And so I just wanted to show you the reason why the 29th of January would initiate the 3 hours of darkness. I've done many videos, but I really hope that you would like and share these. Please like them and write comments, because this is how YouTube shares the videos, because they see interaction. If people don't write comments or like the videos, it doesn't get out much. So this is why I'm having to redo the videos again and again, because I need this to get out, because we literally have just over a month to go. And if it does happen on the 30th of December, which is still a potentiality, then there's only a few days to go. But I'm looking more so now towards the 29th of January, because that's when we get out of 7 complete years. Okay, it's 84 months from the 84 lunar months from the full blood moon here of April 2014. You've got 84 months. And what's incredible is that it does split. Obviously, 2 first days of the Feast of Unleavened Bread is revealed here. But what's incredible as I go through is literally the 3.5 year point is split as Jesus gives up his spirit on the cross. So you get 7 years completed at the end of January. Well, God bless you, everybody. Hope you had a good Christmas. We'll catch up again at the next live stream.